Alright, so you have 6 wizards, and they're each given a hat, and they can't see their own hat, but they can see the others, yeah? And there's 4 different colors, and you know that there's 2 of each, there's 2 of one color, 3 of one color, 1 of one color, and there's none of the other color, yeah? So they don't know which color is missing. Well, some can deduce from what they see, yeah? They can't see their own hat, they can see all the other hats, yeah? So I guess the missing color, maybe make it a square, okay? So the goal is for them to come up with a strategy, and then when the game starts, they look around and then they all say a color at the same time. Okay, that's the rules of the game, and the strategy is meant to ensure that uh, 3 of them say the correct color, so the color of their own hat. Okay, so if you can come up with a strategy where you don't have to have the same 3 guessing it right all the time, but as a whole, they all say 6 colors, right? So 1 each, and as a whole, 3 of them say the color that corresponds to their own hat. Okay, and obviously they can't see their own hat, but they can see the other 5. So is it possible to do this? Okay, so notice I've labeled these wizards in a rather condemning way. Even the useful wizards. So the useful wizards are the ones where there's 3 of. They're the ones with the color that's triplicated, triple of the one color. The useless wizards is the single color. The mediocre wizards are the double color. Yeah. Yeah, it seems rather strange that these wizards get labeled such basically randomly based on their color, right? They could have been the most useful wizard of all time, but once they get that single color, well, useless wizard.
Judgment is not on the color of their hat, but on the content.
Yeah. Okay, so we actually had a way. So we actually had a way for 3 wizards to guarantee 1 success, yeah? And that was to make sure that the okay, let's not talk about that here actually. Okay. So I want to propose a strategy to guarantee 3 successes, yeah?
Present your case.
Okay. Okay, so the key is the useless wizard is not as useless as the name implies. It was a trick to label him the useless wizard. Maybe he should have been maybe labeled the clutch wizard.
The clutch god, still pretty useless.
Well, it doesn't mean what he's doing is important, but it's necessary. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the dynamic between the useful wizards and the useless wizards, yeah?
Oh, I think.
Groans. Okay, so the useless wizard has full information on the situation of the useful wizard, yeah?
Yeah.
You can see their entire configuration, yeah? That makes sense? So, and the useful wizards can also see the useless wizard in his entirety. It's not his or her. Wizards are a male, I think. Okay, so does that make sense?
Yes.
So the useful wizards, obviously, they have a strategy. Yeah, they have some sort of strategies in the trick bag. Yeah.
Yes.
For example, if they only look at the mediocre wizards. Oh, by the way, they know that. So it's clear that the useless wizard knows they're useless, right?
Yes.
It's just that they don't know their own color. They could be the square, yeah.
Yeah.
And the useful wizards also know they're the useful wizards, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't know if they're actually black or white, yeah.
Are they useful or just mediocre?
No, they do know they're not mediocre. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, they just don't know if the color for the useful is white or black, yeah. And the mediocre wizards also know they're mediocre, yeah. Okay, so that's why the strategy. So the strategy has to be the same for all the useful wizards, right? Okay, so if you have the useful wizards arranged in a circle, right? Okay, so I'm trying to say that the useless wizards and the useful wizards can combine to get 2 out of 4, yeah? That's what I'm claiming here. So if you have the useful wizards standing next to the mediocre wizards, right? There's only, so as William said, there's only 2 configurations, yeah? You can have them all next to each other, or you can have them separated separated slightly, yeah? They're the only 2 configurations you can have.
Yes.
So if you think about the strategy of, so the strategy that we had for 3 wizards was that we would guess left, yeah? So for example, if you were this guy, you would look at the other wizards, right? And you would see you would see white, white, black, black, yeah? And you would just take the one immediately on the left. So you take white, yeah? And then the other, but then this one will guess black, yeah, and the other one will guess black. So you get 2 blacks. That's a win, yeah? Okay. So, but in the other situation, can you see that you can only get 1 win, yeah? Because they're alternating. So the one next to the black, 2 of the blacks are actually white, so they'll guess it wrong, yeah? And it's the one that's next to the 2 blacks next to each other, there'll be 1 correct guess, yeah? Okay. All of this is apparent to the useless wizard, okay? Who is scheming and just observing. He sees all. Yeah. It's like,
Okay.
he sees and understands everything, but is the master of nothing. Okay, so he can actually witness all this and be like, let us invoke an insurance policy. So let me guess. So everyone knows that the useless wizard is guessing between 2 colors, right? So one of the colors could be like labeled 1 and the other one's labeled 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you label all the colors in order, one color will always be higher than the other color, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so the useless wizard can have the plan of, if I see them all in an alternating circle, right? If I see this case, if I see this, yeah, I'm gonna pick the square. Wait. Yeah, if I see this, I'm gonna pick the square, okay? And the square could be either higher or lower. It's just one way of deciding which one, yeah? So this gives me the square, yeah? Okay. So now you look at the useful wizards, yeah? So the useful wizards have an additional piece of information in their minds now, right? In their minds now is also the strategy of the useless wizard. So the useless wizard is picking square every time their configuration is not favorable, yeah? Does that make sense? So, and he's picking X every time their configuration is favorable, yeah? Okay. So the useful wizards can actually see the useless wizard, what he has, right? He sees he has an X, yeah? So if he sees he has an X, they know that he's going to be correct when their configuration is favorable, right?
Yes.
And the useless wizard is going to be incorrect if their
Configuration
is not favorable, yeah?
Oh, so they'll guess unfavorable. So they'll assume unfavorable.
So what happens if they see an X, yeah? So if they see an X, it means their configuration, they don't know what their configuration is, right? But they know that the useless wizard is going to get it right if it's favorable, yeah?
So you can stack the favorable.
Yeah, so you just need to worry about if the useless wizard is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So
you assume unfavorable. So if you're wrong and you still get one,
yeah,
and the useless wizard gets one, if you're right, then the useless wizard gets wrong, but
You get. Okay, so now we need a strategy that exploits the bad case, right?
Yes.
Is it more interesting? So we want the wizard to be wrong, yeah.
Just like it does opposite.
Yeah, we assume he's wrong.
Yeah, because if he's right, yeah.
Yeah, you can still get one.
Yeah, maybe I should attach it the other way. Hold on. Maybe it's this way. This one gives the square, yeah? Or maybe I'll just make it explicit. This one gives you the X, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, because if the useless wizard gets us right, then you can just take your guarantee 1 strategy, yeah? Because your strategy always guarantees 1, yeah? So if the useless wizard is correct, then you always guarantee 1, yeah? And the useless wizard makes 2, yeah? So you only have to worry about the cases when the useless wizard's wrong, right? So the cases when it's wrong, yeah, so it's going to guess square. Well, at the moment, it's an X, right? So it's going to guess correctly when you're in the bad case. Maybe we change it to a square for now, yeah? Right, maybe we made some unnecessary changes. So the useless wizard sees a square, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So the useful wizards have another strategy, yeah? Instead of picking the one to the left, they can skip one, yeah? So there's another strategy. So if this is you, right? Instead of picking the one so it's white, white, black, black. Instead of picking the white that's directly on the left, you can pick the skip. You can skip the white and pick that next one, right?
Yeah.
And so this strategy here, see, this one skips to there, right? So the strategy is kind of dual to the original strategy because you always guarantee 1, right?
Yeah.
But you guarantee, like, you get 1. Oh yeah, just in time, really. So you guarantee 1 when the configuration is on the left. So you get 1 for this configuration and 2 for this configuration, right? Whereas your original strategy gives you 2 and 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they look at the useless wizard and they see that he has a square, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he has a square, that means he's gonna guess it. He's gonna guess it right when they got a good configuration. Yeah. He's gonna guess it wrong when they have a bad configuration. Yeah.
Yes.
So in the case they guess it wrong, they can't win unless they change their strategy, right? So the useful wizard strategy is like this. They look at the useless wizard. If he has the square, they switch the strategy. Yeah. If he has the cross, they keep the strategy.
Ah. I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Let's see if this passes Leo.
The judgment of Leo.
For some reason, my explanation kind of got worse towards the end.
So skipping, couldn't you just like look to your left and then pick the opposite?
Look to your left.
And then
And
pick the
I'm pretty
opposite.
sure all the strategies are just. There's only really 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, you just got in time for the
I'll be
reveal
back
of
reserved with, like,
6
higher
wizards.
So like.
Wait, did you think about it at all?
I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't get anything.
Okay, so basically the strategy is like this, okay? We labeled the useful wizards, mediocre wizards, and useless wizards, yeah? And the useless wizard and the useful wizards cahoot to come up with 2, yeah? So who would have thought the useless wizard was clutch, yeah? Yeah, they're in cahoots.
The plague.
Yes, they configurated.
The plague.
Yeah, so basically, if the useless wizard guesses correctly, the useful wizards are safe, yeah? They don't have to do much.
Alright.
Yeah, but otherwise, the useful wizards really have only 2 strategies, yeah? So there's 2 strategies the useful wizards can really choose, yeah? They can choose the left strategy, where it's like, they just pick the person that's on, the color of the person that's on the left of them, yeah? Which has 2 possibilities of success. There's the one, there's only 2 configurations for the 2s and 3s, yeah?
Yes.
And in one of the configurations, that will get 2 correct guesses because there'll be 3 next to each other, yeah? In the other one, there'll be only 1 correct guess because they're alternating. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. But they have another strategy they can use that switches that, yeah? Which is they skip one. Instead of guessing the one on the left, they skip. Which has the effect that in the second configuration, they get 2 correct, yeah? But in the first, they only get 1 correct. Right? So basically, what the useful wizards and the useless wizards can see each other's situations perfectly, right? So they know what's going on. So the useful wizards know. Also, they also know the useless wizard's strategy. Yeah. So the useless wizard's strategy is to basically, if they see the first configuration, guess square, and if they see the second configuration, guess x. Yeah. And everyone knows that his options are either square or x. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just decide beforehand because like square and x could change, right? You just
Yeah, you-
decide
you-
beforehand.
you-
Like if you see this combination that are missing,
Yeah, you pick the lower one or the higher one. Yeah.
hierarchy idea,
Hierarchy.
making a comeback.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the useless wizard bases his color on the situation of. So the situation idea kind of, now that it's 1 and 3, it's not like they're not next to each other, so they don't screw each other up and they can see each other. The situation idea starts to work. So like the useless wizard says square or color, the lower color, if you see the left configuration, and says the higher color if it's the alternating configuration. Yeah. Okay. So now the useful wizards, right?
They know what.
Yeah, they only have to worry about when the useless wizard's wrong, right? Because both their strategies guarantee 1. Okay.
They.
Yeah. So like, if the useless wizard is about to be, like, you can see what the useless wizard is, right? So if you see the useless wizard's a square, yeah, he's gonna be correct when they're configured like that, and wrong when he's configured like that, right?
So they just assume they don't.
Yeah, they just assume they're configured like that because they're only worried if the useless wizard's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they do that, and then they do the alternating strategy, which we'll get to. Yeah.
Huh.
Are you convinced this guarantees 3? So they get 2 out of 4, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you can get the mediocre wizards to just do their 1 out of 3 strategy. Yeah. So the mediocre wizards, they see an X or a square plus a dot. Plus a open dot. And they just pick left, yeah? And they'll guarantee 1. So out of those 6 wizards, you should guarantee 3. Are we all convinced?
Easily convinced.
Easily convinced. Ready to rip it to shreds, but now easily convinced. Yeah?
It's too rigorous. What can I say? Too rigorous.
Okay, so the next piece of the puzzle. Yeah, so I guess the warm-up starts for different people at different times. The next piece of the puzzle is, can you guarantee 5 out of 10 wizards. No.
Impossible. Impossible.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So we can guarantee 3.
Okay, let me just stop recording for that.